Excuse me. Hey guys, so today my plan is to try and finish off this Deadpool shot. I have a couple of new ideas I want to start working on, so I just want to kind of finish this one off. Um, get it, you know, not going to try and get it perfect because shot's never perfect really. Because I want to move on to something else, and I feel like I'll learn what I can learn from it, from doing it. But I'm going to just before I hit render, I'm going to just polish a couple of things that I think could be nicer, be a little bit more animated looking. I've gone back to the reference here just for a little bit, just to check out one particular action here. The arms as they come in for this clap that he does earlier on. I'm kind of looking at some of the spacing and some of the nice drag that he has in his arms. It's a little bit tricky because we're actually doing a camera cut, and I haven't done the camera cut quite the same way. I just have the camera kind of pulling in. I didn't want it to start out this far from the character. It didn't really make much sense to me. I wanted to see his feet and that so we can see him walking in. But having him that small on the screen, just, doesn't really make much sense. So what I'm going to do is work with the camera that's there and the camera cut that I have. I do actually cut the camera a little bit after this bit. But one thing actually before I'm just you always notice something when you start looking at something else. Before I do the polish on the slab, I want to actually look at just one little thing on the body. I feel like he's kind of hitting a little bit of a wall here in road Z. Let's have a look at the curves on this. I'm going to look at the curves on the root controller. Rotation Z. Yeah, I can sort of see it there. It's kind of hitting. Maybe I'd like to actually not even go that far, maybe just pull it back a little bit. Maybe not have it come back. Just a small thing, but it's just kind of bugging me a little bit. I also feel like his head kind of rotated the wrong way, really. I want this pose to feel nice and big and kind of energetic. So, take a few keys out here, or just a little bit. Like you can see there in the video, his head's actually behind his arms at this point still. I like the fact that we can see his head or his eyes at that point. I'm going to take out that pose. And pushing up there. A little bit too hard. This is the thing, you start looking at something else. So now push that pose a lot more. See how we can see his ear there, like, whoa, he's really going to turn. It's actually much more push than I have it. I don't want to break the neck on the rig. It'll start looking a bit weird. Keep that up there a little bit more. Just keep them over there. Around. I'm favoring back to that. And then here's a big change. Something like that. I feel that's better. So we're just getting kind of a bit of a wind up into that first head spin. liking that more. Okay, so back to what I was saying I was going to work on was these arms. Okay, so I'm going to go maybe from to that there. That's where he grabs his hips. So I'm gonna actually do this in kind of two. I'm gonna look at this. But you cross it over a little too much. Like I like that we can see his face a bit better than we can in the reference, but I don't want to respect the anatomy as well. I want this change here to feel quite big. Like, you know, it's hard to tell from the reference. It looks like his hands may have already contacted there. Yeah, they probably have. The other thing is though, the motion blur will probably fill that in for me a little bit. So I don't want to go too far. I'm going to grab the other shoulder. This is where FK is a little bit tricky, this kind of stuff, because I have to kind of, you know, fix the pose from the shoulder. Yeah, this. So yeah, the reason I'm working on this section is because I want this pose to be fairly locked in, so I can use it as sort of a target to hit, and then I'll work on the spacing going into that pose. So here you'll see there's a big change there. I've actually ghost this. See that? You know, a little bit thick. I don't want it to come down that quickly. Especially this arm. This looks like this top arm, if you like, is kind of one axis on that. Don't break the elbow. If you look at the reference there, his hand doesn't really move that much over these couple of frames. His top hand, the one to watch there. I'm sort of keep it pretty much where it was, but just so we can really see that the fingers close up. Say it again. And I might grab these controllers here, not the eye controller. Maybe just nudge them a little bit. Yeah, just so we get that little bit of a rounder shape there. That's better there, but now we're getting sort of that funky kind of in between here. So I might do maybe get this pose and out a little bit, both of them, like that, and then I might delete this key and see what Maya gives me. And I do not like what Maya is giving me, but at least I got something to react to. Like this, I'm going to use drawing tool for this because I want just thinking about where the elbow is going actually for right now. So I want, you know, the elbow is going to end up here in this frame, and it's going from here in this frame. So I want to come out here as sort of a nice arc. So maybe like this. And then see there, that's like clunk, clunk. That's really just doesn't feel nice. I'd rather kind of leading in and kind of like have the wrist kind of falling through from where it was. And then I want the elbow to kind of keep swinging out that way. You see in the reference there is hands almost right here at this point. So kind of keep it up, kind of keep it going through that arc it went through. Now I have to get rid of this key because that's kind of broken. Yeah. Oh, that's actually my drawing tool. Hide that for a second. Okay, not great. I might just key it there and then just get rid of that key and see where it goes. Yeah, that's not bad actually. You have the arm or the wrist. Again, key it there. Yeah. Sometimes I'll do that. I'll just, key like on a pose that's kind of working and then delete the key on a pose that's not working. And sometimes mine will give you something decent. You don't want to rely on that totally, obviously, but then I want to get more of a sense of change on these two poses. Oops, to get more of a impression in the hand there as this hand contacts. Yeah, I'm liking that more now. It's coming out. Maybe just key it here because I like what I've got there. Just kind of keep it swinging out a little bit, and then the same thing with the wrist. Keep that there, and then just again. It's hard to tell what's going on with the motion blur there. It looks like it's got a really weird handshake. And when I'm going to render this with motion blur as well, so we will get some of that kind of filling in. And we don't like what the hand is doing there. I like what it's doing here, so I'm going to get rid of it. And I like what the arm is doing there. I like what it's doing there, so I'm going to try and get rid of it here. I might even just nudge it forward a little bit towards that pose. So that's where I'm going. That's where I am. Just kind of keep it a little bit cleaner so it's kind of falling in the same shape. Yeah, it's not bugging me now. Yeah, almost make noises when you're animating. It really helps. Yeah, that's the right arm, or his left arm. And then the other arm, we'll do something similar with that. Again, just kind of controller. It's a little confusing with this rig because there's a shoulder controller there. It looks kind of like the FK control. So, kind of prefer like I like the shape he has here. If you look at the shape, as that drawing tool, this kind of angle here, that's kind of nice. I have it sort of here, but I don't have it here, much as I'd like. So I'm going to push that out a little. Maybe I have to bend the wrist back more to go through his other hand, but that's okay. There, I think I prefer that. Yeah, I feel generally better about that pose. This is okay. Yeah, so it's like there. I don't mind that pose. I do not like that transition. If I just see what more it gives me, it's not giving me a terrible pose. In fact, I might even bring that arm forward a little bit and bring it around. Just to kind of fill in the gap so we don't get this kind of, paddle and then boom, just kind of in looking, kind of flashing kind of thing. I want to keep the shape sort of nice and, that kind of thing. So that when we get the motion blur in there, it just looks nice. It's not bad. But now I don't like how it's coming out of there. So I'm going to do is I'll go down to this. Oops, that's not the control that one. And that's not the control I want either. I want this one. I'm actually going to grab my little ball control picker here and just make a button for this. I'm having to kind of, for now I don't need it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix this pose. And get rid of it. Yeah, nothing better. And then maybe pull this back a little bit. Pull through a tiny bit. No, I don't like that actually. It feels a bit soft. So this is really quick, so it's going to be hidden. Let's put something in there. Right fingers, I might just bend them down a little bit here. Just bending them in all sorts of different axes there. The fingers are probably breaking a little bit, but it's just to get a more interesting shape. I might grab one finger here and just kind of pull it out just to break up that silhouette a bit. It's just feeling a little bit paddle-handed again, and the same thing here. I think here. I might grab these ones and pull those down a little bit as well. Yeah, just to kind of make a more interesting shape. Yeah, I think that's better. And I'm going to keep this back. Feels like it's breaking a little bit too much. Don't mind it there so much. And then here, I feel like the arm. You know, if you look at his pose, they've got this nice shape here with his elbow kind of out and his forearm still kind of in. I feel like something's a little more like that. Be closer to his leg. I'm going to just get rid of that key. No, I like it. And then here we still have it kind of out. I end up breaking my leg. Switch here in a minute. Go too far with this, but let's just see how that works. Let's go ghost that pose there, just that. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. Let's just have a quick look at the curves there to see how it's rotating in X. Look at that spacing. Yeah, you can see something was up there alright. And Z. Yeah, I don't know why I seem to have an issue with my preferences, and it all seems to forget, even though I've got set to all tangents, it seems to give me all these weird ones. And I have to keep hitting all tangents every now and then to kind of revert the keys back to what they should actually be. Which is a little annoying, but you know. Okay, so it's really just this section I'm kind of happy with. So now I got to get into that smoothly. And I'm going to start again with the left arm. And I make a button for this one. Okay, so I'm going to say I'm pretty happy with that pose. Maybe get rid of that one. Yeah, it's not bad. That's not too bad there. Maybe you can help push that on, drag it a bit more. I feel like that's not too bad there. There. I really want to make it feel like he's leading with his elbow. I noticed though earlier on, it feels kind of, yeah. Even the straight computer in betweens there are giving me better results. not deal with those. Only I'm going to just move it from there. So it's hard to see exactly, but the idea I'm trying to get is just look at his hand. It's kind of doing this sort of little arc here. Whoops, arc. It's not. Yeah, it's kind of doing this kind of thing and then coming up. You know, I think I want to get a little bit of that sense here. It feels almost like his arm's kind of sticking in space there for a bit. Isn't what I want. So maybe what I might do is ghost it there and then use it as a target again. So that's the pose I want to hit. The camera's moving as well, which is kind of confusing things a little bit. Keep it down a little bit and maybe keep the elbow out a little bit. Just so we're getting a bit more of a drag. We're going to get more of a swoop up. That's a bit better. And then maybe here, change the elbow pose, change everything else. And keep it going up, so it's kind of going whoop. It's at this point now, kind of swinging through. This is my next kind of pose. So I'm going to look. Yeah, I got bust that. I'm going to put one there and one there. And I'm going to look at the kind of path that I travels in between those. I want to get some sort of swoop into that. Not bad, but I might push it towards that one, so it favors that one a little bit more. If I get rid of this, those favor it a little bit. So basically, I'm trying to get a sort of pendulum sort of thing. So it's kind of slow on the coming up and then slowing in, but the middle bit is kind of quick. So it's kind of we get to see it in this pose a little bit before, like maybe even favor this one, favor that even a little bit more. Yeah, I feel like that's got more weight to it. So it's kind of coming up and then boom, big change there. Might be a little bit too big. Let's see if I get rid of it. I like this pose though. What happens if I get, yeah, that's not bad. I'm getting sort of a, and what I might do is even drag the wrist just a little bit here, a little bit there, and then have it come through more. So notice now, kind of like the fingers. I put something here. Now I'm trying to make the fingers kind of almost stay there. Maybe even might push this. Keep the elbow a little bit here, there. Something like that. I'm just trying to get that. The fingers are kind of, and then I might even maybe cheese a little bit back here as well. We're really going to see this impact. We're going to basically what we're doing is when you want to have a really fast impact, where it's it's only really happening over one frame, you want to sell the anticipation. Like kind of considering this part the anticipation for the slap. I might even have this one a little bit pushing too far now. Let's have a look. Back in for a second. No, I don't mind it. As I say, I feel like the motion blur is going to fill that in quite nicely. We should get some sort of smearing with the motion blur between these two poses to kind of fill in that space. I could stretch his fingers out for a second. If I was doing sort of a more cartoony shot, I might do that. Maybe in that frame, just like in really long fingers so they kind of drag back to here. But I feel like with this kind of more realistic, semi more realistic animation. But not push this cartooniness too much. Okay, so I'm feeling a bit better now with about the left arm in general. And now I just want to work on the right arm. So kind of doing a similar thing. Really, I feel like it comes out a little bit too quickly here. I'll actually push it behind his body a little bit more at this. It really does disappear there. I know it's got this kind of loose setup, but you don't see it as much. But get rid of that key. Yeah, I even feel like again sometimes the computer will give you usable in betweens. Starting point. I'm gonna treat again this pose as my kind of target. And this one's not bad. Way too much. And the previous one, I don't know, leave the elbow there because I like that. Maybe here, maybe out in, maybe more, and the wrist through. Arm again. It's kind of weird. Like it almost feels like his hand disappears there. It's probably here in front of him. Again, I want the arm to kind of favor that pose. I feel like I don't want the shoulder to kind of come out that wide. But if I look at that pose, and then that pose, yeah, I don't want this arm to come out here. Maybe just kind of up here like this. And then like that. The only thing now, I'm just feeling like I'm still not really feeling that impact as much. I'd like to really squish that hand in there. You never get penetration for a second. And the other arm, I might favor it back to where it was. Just so you hold it for a little bit longer. And then you kick it out. Now I'm changing stuff, I changed it already. And sometimes you find you end up doing that. So I'm going to just do a quick play blast of this little section and just see how it feels in real time. Slow it down. Yeah, I like it. The only thing that's kind of bugging me now is fingers on this post. I know what he's doing in reference, but I feel like I got this beautiful kind of claw shape there. It's a bit weird. I feel like in the reference, and it's a bit more. You can see the top of his hand a little bit more. And say again here, maybe the fingers might be quite, might kind of open up a little bit more here. And then it might kind of be back to close a little bit more. going to do one more play last. I'm getting very good playback speed, even when I'm streaming, but nice thing about play last as well, I can just hit a couple of hotkeys to slow them down. Yeah, pretty nice. I think I'm gonna say that that's that for that section. Next thing I want to look at now is just the body. I know just as he comes into this stop. I'm gonna grab this and this. I'm gonna use one of my tools. This is Anim Proxy. This is a tool that basically allows me to kind of look at the animation with fresh eyes sometimes. I'm gonna grab the body controller. That's the main kind of controller moving around, and the chest controller. I'm gonna try to create views. Make it bigger. That's probably that's not bad. Like it's not bugging me too much. Well, but what this will kind of help me look at is how these things kind of offset from each other. So I'm gonna put that there. Sometimes I'm gonna save. I'm have to do something different now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually just look at the keys on this, especially around this section that comes into a stop. I might go into the side view again. I've already done sort of passes like this before, but let's create a motion trail on that. Let's have a look at what it looks like. So I feel like that. Look at that from the side. It feels a bit straight down there. I feel like it's looking forward more, just to arc that. Maybe this might be quite as far forward, and this might be quite as far forward. So we get a little bit more of an arc, and then maybe more of an arc from the front view as well. Just trying to give that a slightly nicer shape. Something like that, I feel that's probably a little bit better. And then let's look at the down here. It comes down and down. I feel like maybe if we come over a little bit and just give it a tiny bit more of an arc. But yeah, we're going to see that from the camera view. Yeah, we're going to feel it more than see it. Pretty subtle, but yeah. And then what I want to do is get rid of that motion trail. I'm going to just look at how that actually goes to this cube. If it goes that there, and you look at the spacing, there it comes in, and it comes back down very quickly. So I'm going to just break it a little bit. So we get kind of one frame where, and then similar sort of thing here, and it goes to there. Notice how it kind of hits that goes there and key that, and then comes right back up again. Let's kind of do a little bit of compression there. Again, when I go back to looking at the character, I might decide this is too much. But it's easy enough to kind of fix that if it's too much, you know, at least. And again, here, when it changes direction, if it goes this one, it kind of hits bump, bump, and then down again. I might key that there and then just nudge it up. I'm just doing this in camera space. So it's not the most accurate thing, but just to give a little bit of drag. And a little bit more, and then come down. tiny bit. I just want to get rid of the sense that this is like, one unit to make it feel a little bit more flexible. If I go to my around the layers, I can go back to the mouse layer then and just see. Uh, it's very, very subtle. It does give you a little bit of a sense. I still feel like I don't know exactly how his chest is hitting here. I feel like his chest kind of sticks in space there for a second. Clunk, clunk. Try motion trailing that. Motion trail. You can see there it kind of hits. I'll get some fun for you for a second. Look at there, the chest kind of comes down here, and then it hits. So what I was doing there with the cube was kind of on the right track, but maybe a little bit too subtle. I feel the camera view. If I look at where the head is there, oh, I've checked that. Back to him. Doing the better. So hitting there and then there and then. I like how his head comes up here, it goes down, but I feel like that could through more. Yeah, I like that a bit better. Say it's very subtle, but it just gives it a little bit more. And I'm just trying to break it up a little bit. Because our spines don't change the length necessarily, but they do as we tilt our hips and pelvis and chest. You do get an overall compression and expansion in the chest and the spine. And so I want to sort of feel there. Oh, that move there feels too big. There. Yeah, that's better. But yeah, sometimes you look at it from another angle and it's just suddenly no, it's wrong. Might even proxy just his chest for a little bit. Why? Yeah. So, translate next. Let's see. Let's look at that. Let's come into here. Like that. Smooth it out a little bit. Yeah. So this stuff. Just, I feel like some of that is kind of going to look like noise, really. Yeah. Yeah. It's small stuff, but I do a play glass. Now I play glass in my mirrored camera. Getting kind of a new perspective on it. I can hit X to go back to my real view. I can mirror my mirror. Just one bit of spacing there, not here. I'm liking the feeling of stretch I'm getting there. I still feel like I can push some of this into perspective again. Maybe even like sort of like almost a front view. Yeah, I feel like it's pushing over a bit. Little Z doing. Yeah, and then maybe have that kind of ease in. Push it a bit more. And slow out. Maybe you can put a key here, just search. And just even a little bit more. Something bold here, just take something out and see what happens. Is that looking camera view? Yeah, I think that was maybe what was bugging me. This is more here. Like that key. What I might do now is do something like maybe track his head. Let's have a look at the arc on that, just to get a sense of what kind of space, because that's really what we're looking at. I'm kind of focusing on his chest right now, but it's his head that we're really gonna. It's gonna kind of you know feel where we're gonna feel the arc, if you like. So maybe there. Yeah. We're gonna push them up. Just to get a bit more of a flow through there. No, it's an execute on it. Get out there, and then we. And this will make a slightly nicer shape here. And then keep this arc going. There we go. just like getting sort of nicer shape. But the curve looks a bit rough there in places, but it's it's more the overall. I'm looking at the dots really more than the actual the curve and like how they kind of flow to each other. Yeah, feels a bit better about that. Look at my shots from this. I don't look too often, but you never know. Sometimes I'm not gonna make it really small as well. Just like just you hit the hotkeys at 1, 2, and 3. Sometimes that'll help me kind of see it. I'm just trying to do it anything I can to really just fool my eye to see it in new light. Sometimes I'll go out of the room, leave it playing, go down, make a coffee or whatever, come back and try and come into the room and catch myself, catch the shot with a fresh eye. I feel like that's not too bad now. What I might do is just test. I might try just having a look at the head. Yeah, I can actually see it here. Again, if I close that and open it. The reason I'm closing and opening it is actually do that again. The geometry selected. It automatically just loads in whatever I have selected, so now I can just close that without having to set up the ghost tool again, go to the menu and stuff. So yeah, it's not bad. I feel like that space in there, and then clunk, and clunk. Can I select the go back to the master layer again? Comes up like here and there and there. Maybe just a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of cool with a box on his head. Or something like a Spike Lee or something. And now I'm gonna just try. This might be too cartoony, but there's really some big space in there. Let's try and just make that a little more. I'm gonna cheat just this pose and stretch the spine in that pose. It might be way too much, but let's try it. His head is big, yeah, somebody pointed out before, his head is very small. Something about this rig. Let's actually, again, go back to ghosting him. And look at change there. I use his neck control. I can bring that back just a little bit. Maybe a little bit here, bring it forward. It's funny, like I've stretched his spine quite a bit there, just over one frame. Where was that? Just this one. Yeah, you can see it there. But you don't really feel it, or I mean, you don't really see it. I guess I've actually got an ease into it, which is pretty cool. Maybe you can push it up a little bit more, Maybe even ease out there. Let's get rid of this key. Save this. I'm getting a bit graph editory now, but let's just see. Let's just see how it feels. Yeah, I feel like I'm seeing the stretch now rather than feeling it. Yeah, I don't like that. That's just one of those things. Very easy to go into graph editor and kind of polish things and make them look clean, but sometimes you actually want weird looking keys, you know. Um, yeah, because I just want that spine really to just kind of just in that pose, just to kind of keep his head in that space for just a second. Close to there. Keep his head going through that arc. Yeah. Yeah, much further. And you look at that curve. That curve doesn't really make much sense. You've got like a hold here, and then a hit, and then another hold here, and then a hit. You know, it's maybe that one because that's not anything useful. That one, but these are defining the. I usually often would get rid of the middle key here unless it's defining a favoring, like back to the previous pose or towards the next pose. It's not really doing much apart from adding noise. You know, it's interesting there's a key here. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, maybe I might do that actually. So we don't get the. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna do one more little give me cube again, just have a look at that. You see it still looks kind of noisy here and there. I put a motion path on it, you know. Yeah, a bit noisy. Um, rotate Z is gonna hit the bit of a wall there. There. Kind of bumping there, coming back. A little bit. I don't even have that follow through like that. It's smooth. Again, I'm going into graph editor, looking at a cube, which may not be right for my character, but I just find it's a nice way to. Am I supposed to be able to hear you? Yeah, you should be able to hear me. My webcam mic is on. Um, yeah, my webcam mic seems to be on for sure. Oh, great. You can hear me now? Oh, was talking to myself there. There's music for some reason. Great. Yeah, I thought I'd been talking to myself for half an hour. Wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, so you can see there, I'm not looking at the reference now. Normally when I do on chat, it's not. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have mine muted on my PlayStation and stuff. You can hear me clearly. Great. Yeah, so I'm just saying I've just done some polish there. That's kind of related to looking at a cube rather than then kind of going back to looking at the character's head again. So now I'm kind of thinking more about just attitude in his head, less about polish. Because you can, it's always a tough balance, like when should you kind of take noise out? If you look at mocap, like it's always a lot of junk in there. People are noisy the way they move, whereas animation has generally had a little bit of smoother, sort of more elegant sort of feel. With kind of, I think our characters are like dancers or whatever, have a lot of control over how they move, just move in sort of more smooth ways. But you don't make it too smooth, because then it just ends up feeling kind of computery and lifeless. And you don't want it to be too noisy either, because then it just feels like you've badly animated it. So it's always that little push and pull. So I'm going to say that that's not too bad. I'm going to have a look at my whole shot now and see if anything kind of jumps out at me. I've been focusing on this one section for a while, and the section, or the whole shot, is a good bit longer, so I'm going to just play that from the beginning. I kind of put a good bit of effort into the end section the other day, or over a few days. Yeah, it's just, I'm liking most of it now, I think. Could it be better? Of course. Always be better. Looking at just little small stuff here. Trying to drag the fingers a little bit more there. But the thing that caught my eye most there was just the head at the end. I've gone away a little bit from what the reference was doing. I've kind of pushed it towards a slightly sort of cleaner direction, which I like in general, but I feel like it's could do with a little bit more maybe of a drag in the head. And just change just over those last few frames. There we go. Just so it doesn't feel too weightless. See that? We get a little bit of tilt there through that. Is it animated to match with audio? No, not in this case. No. Actually, the next thing I'm going to be looking at on this channel is animated to audio. Which I actually record the music for it, and then animate it again to suit the music, and then adjust the music. It's kind of a long-winded way. It's not a way I'd recommend working, but as a creative thing, it was kind of fun to try because I love playing music myself. So yeah, but the next one I'll be working at is animated to music. But this one's really just based off the reference from the movie, which I wouldn't always do, but in this case, I just thought it was a funny action that Nick Cage was doing, and it's kind of like let's just kind of warm up a bit and practice looking at the reference. So now I'm just pushing things just a little bit. Just exaggerating here and there. And again, this is stuff I've kind of done already here and there. Then you kind of change your mind sometimes. You kind of go, I've gone too far, or I haven't gone far enough. And it's never really. Yeah, I reckon that now. That's feeling towards the end there. A little head shake. It's just, it just gives a little bit more natural kind of feeling of his head is actually playing. I saw music things you post on Facebook. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I love to play music. I played guitar for a long time. I'm learning the cello at the moment. You can go see the background there. I mean, that's hard, but it's a lot of fun. I love the sound of it. Yeah, I think animation and music are really kind of related. If you, I think a lot of animators have a musical background and vice versa. Um, Neither of them can exist without time, for example. That's one key thing they share. And even a lot of the terminology, people talk about rhythm and beats and timing animation a lot. So again, they're musical terms. Yeah, and they work great together. Like some people don't like the animated kind of musical kind of stuff. They find it a little bit cheesy, but I guess I'm just cheesy. I love a good musical, a good cheesy. I really loved Coco, for example. Thought that was my favorite animated movies for a while. And some of the Tim Burton stuff, like Nightmare Before Christmas, and those kind of ones. I just love how they work with music. Uh, I guess all the old cartoons as well, like the likes of Warner Brothers stuff. Sylvester stomping up and down the alleyway and trying with the music or run up a ladder to catch Tweety Bird, whatever. Everything is timed exactly to the music. And some people again might think that's a bit cheesy, but I love it. I just think it just adds to me. To me, it adds more to it. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this shot now. It's only half four. But at this point, what I'll probably do, in fact, I think what I will do today is do a render. I've got Redshift here, which is I don't really like rendering, to be quite honest, but I got Redshift demo a while back, and I found it was pretty decent on my computer because I've got a good graphics card, and I don't crank up the settings super high. I usually leave a bit of grain in there because you get it back in the internet anyway. Um, but yeah, like the renders of the other Deadpool dances I did, they're all done with Redshift. What I often do is do a render with that, like with low quality settings and the motion blur on, just to see how the motion blur is affecting things. And then I might look at the spacing just once more just to fix something if it's kind of not working with the motion blur or if it's too much. Then do a final render. Yeah, like that head thing at the end, it can almost feel like noise, but I kind of like it. It's kind of giving them just a little bit of a. Yeah, and then I think just one last thing I could do here. Yeah, I feel like this elbow is hitting a wall here. Let's look to rotate Y. Yeah. Look at that. You can see it there. It's literally hitting a wall. I want to keep swinging through there. It's always very satisfying when you notice something in the view and then you look at the graph editor and see, yeah, it's doing what you thought it was. That's something that, you know, almost makes me feel like, yeah, I'm actually, my eye is improving, because it's one thing to go into the graph editor and kind of fix things, but it's another thing to actually be able to see them before you go in there. Um, I noticed like 2D animators, like people who are with a 2D background, like guys like Jason Ryan, they're amazing at that kind of stuff. They just see all these things. They don't even need a graph editor. I definitely do, but but it's nice when I feel like I see something before I. And again, just to kind of really overlap, I'm gonna drag this down, drag it down, and then we're kind of favoring back to where it was. If I ghost it there, say, pick it, and favor it back to where it was, pretty much now. And then get to the change. Now look at where it is there, and then ghost it back. So drag it back. And you can do that with the tone maybe. Just to really sell that it's going to come down there. Like, look at that. Yeah, and again, you can see it's kind of coming out a bit too quick here. So we put another key in just. There we go. Why? No, I don't want it to ease into that because the arm is swinging at this point. You know, there's a bit of weight. I don't want it to kind of slow there. And we barely feel it because like the green outline here. That's only that's the stuff I'm going to render. But just seeing that it'll change their angle between those two keys even helps sell it. And then we look at the yellow here. Do a similar sort of thing. And just ease on it. Maybe even pull it up a little bit. Yeah. Really keep it active there. Keep it alive. No, actually. Oops, not that one. I think the tongue feels a little bit too broken there. Oh no, I gotta get a crash. Oh my. I think I am. I think I am. Oh, I didn't. Oh, thank you, Maya. We thought I was gonna lose some work there. It's kind of annoying. Not that you can replace it again, but it's always kind of annoying when you're feeling good about what you've done. And Maya just goes, no, the last 5 minutes don't count, whatever or however long you saved since. So yeah, again here, I don't want to. Yeah, I want that from the kind of. Down here, come back up here. Let's see if I can just push that overlap. It's just a little bit soft or something. That's a bit better. Just a little bit there. Yeah. Just trying to get a little bit more weight there. Are there any types of shots you find a bit intimidating? I don't know. I find every shot has its difficulty, really. I guess style-wise, I think I'm more comfortable with slightly more naturalistic stuff than really cartoony stuff. Like I love cartoony stuff, but I don't feel I have as much of a handle on it. So actually, the next stuff I'm going to be looking at, I'm going to be trying to push it towards a more cartoony direction. The other shots, like one of the shots I planned, it's actually sort of a little short I've been working on, sort of like a parody of a game. Um, and it's it's mostly done, but I got some really good notes from a friend who's an animator who's a bit more of a cartoony animator, and he suggested a few things to do to try and push the entertainment value. So I'm going to work on that next. But yeah, I feel like all shots are hard. Really, there's always some bit of them. Like with this one, the main thing I spent a long time on is just trying to make them feel kind of alive and just weighty, but also kind of pleasing to look at. That's the same thing I did with the dance moves I did with this rig. I worked a lot with the reference initially and then kind of put the reference away and tracked the arcs. I spent more time than I'm going to on this, but again, I want this to be a little bit quicker. I don't want to spend weeks on this. And it's just a quick test, really, just to kind of get back into animating after Christmas break. But yeah, I want to try some more cartoony, more kind of push stuff. And I think part of that is maybe studying that style, like that, doing it, getting it, and doing drawovers and stuff like that. Because some of the spacing that they really push it more than I naturally would. I feel like I'm a bit more literal with my animation or something, rather than sometimes like the other thing I find tricky sometimes is making things stop in a nice way. It's kind of related to that. I find I'm better at this kind of action where this motion is kind of generally just flowing and moving, whereas stuff where it has to kind of move and then stop and move and then stop. I always find that kind of stuff really tricky to make it look good and make it not feel like it's getting, um, just stuck or don't get better at push animation as well. Yeah, it's a tricky thing because there's always a balance. Like sometimes I see tests on the web where people are doing stuff, and they're smearing and everything, and sometimes I kind of feel like, well, it doesn't. Sometimes in CG, it just looks a bit weird. It looks like you kind of broken the geometry and it's turned into jelly for a second. And I don't know. I think like 2D has, because it's a drawing. There's something we kind of accepted looking more pushed and cartoony than 3D. I feel like sometimes 3D, definitely you can push it. Some great examples like things like Horton Hears a Who and stuff like that, or Value with a Chance of Meatballs. But again, it's also related, I think, to the character design. That's something Keith Lango talked a lot about. How if your character looks realistic and you do something really cartoony with it, it's just going to look weird no matter what you do. Whereas if your character looks cartoony, then you can kind of get away with more. Like I don't think Deadpool would look good doing some crazy smear frames. I'm not saying you couldn't try it, but I think it would just kind of look a bit off. You know, he's a little bit cartoony, like his head, as I said earlier, is tiny compared to the rest of his body. So he's definitely a bit cartoony, but he's still generally grounded in sort of realistic proportions, like superhero proportions, I guess. So yeah, I'm just looking at this over and over, and again, I'll probably look at it like later on and see something else. But I feel like I'm gonna actually hide the. I'm gonna show just the actual shot, like what's going to be rendered. Make it small. I'm gonna flip it. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I won't say it's totally finished. All I'm going to do is I'm going to do a test render and see where it feels, what it feels like then with the you notice I haven't shown all of his accessories and his weapons and stuff like that. I decided for this shot, Maya's not, it's after caching or something that's not updating that stuff now because it's constrained. But I decided I'd rather the cleaner silhouette of him without all that stuff. I've added, the bullet belts. I did those in my last previous, uh, demos, just kind of doing the overlap pass. And those are interested in that, you can check back through those older videos. They're still up there, I think, for a week or two. So I added a little bit, his belt and those accessories are kind of overlapping. But the weapons and stuff on his legs, on his arms, I decided not to show that stuff because again, if I after like his his hands be going through that. I like his hands actually contacting right on his hips like that. I feel it gives a nicer look to it. So I'm kind of modifying the character just a tiny bit, just hiding what I don't want to show for this particular shot. I do like the overlap on the kind of the gear there, though the smoke grenade or whatever that is on his belt. So yeah, I'm going to say that's me for today. And I'm going to do my next demo. I'll probably just show the render, and if I decide to do anything else and after the render, I'll do that in that next one. But I feel like next time I'm going to move on to something new. I'll give you a quick look at it. And this is In my temp, I have this is a shot I've been working on for quite a while. Actually, just sort of a parody of let's stop here. So that's as far as I'm going to show you for now, because the ending is the weakest bit. Now I'll work on the ending quite a bit, and that's what I'm actually going to do in the demos. So this is I say it's kind of inspired by the game Horizon Zero Dawn, which I've favorite games for a long time, and they had these characters or these robots, the Watchers, and I rigged this ostrich a while back, and I thought, it kind of looks a little bit like one of those. It'd be fun to animate it like that. So I gave him this sort of really badly modelled head just to kind of pretend that he's a watcher. And I started animating this little thing. I originally just started off in a walk cycle. That's really what this is a walk cycle, like it had a hand. I just kept going, having fun with it. I got the sound turned off there. I'll play that next time. I'm not totally sure how loud that will be when I play it now, so I'm going to leave it off for now. But yeah, this is again a kind of a low quality redshift render, but it's not looking too bad. But I'm really having fun with this. Just trying to again, I started sort of trying to copy the game, the style of animation in the game, but then I really went off on a tangent and tried to push it a bit more cartoony. It's still not super cartoony, but it's getting there a little bit more. I want to, before I finish it, I want to try and push that a little bit more again, particularly bits like this little section here where it comes to a stop. I want that to feel maybe even a little bit faster. Kind of whoop, and then maybe a hold almost. Like there is a hold there, but we make it a little bit tighter. So that's the kind of stuff I'm going to hopefully demo and talk about. And that's definitely out of my comfort zone, quite honest. But that's why I'm kind of doing these demos, is to kind of like push myself and to share a bit of knowledge while I'm at it, and hopefully get some feedback from you guys as well while I'm working, which is great because as I say, you get blind to your own work very, very quickly. So that's me for today. Thanks a million for stopping by and checking it out, guys, and follow me there and share the link for anybody you know that might want to see some animation done live. And I'll catch you again soon. I don't have an exact time or date for the next stream. It hopefully will be tomorrow, but I can't be sure yet. It kind of depends on work. So for the moment, I don't have a set schedule. But if you missed any of the videos, they're all recorded, so you can check them out afterwards. So thanks a million for stopping by, guys. Cheers.